Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Astrology with your friend Gretchen Heidel, full-time astrologer, life coach, Reiki master, and so much more. I am here live. It looks like I'm finally on. I'm not sure. On Halloween Eve in 2023 here. Welcome. If you're just joining me live tonight, it is October 30th, 2023, and I'm going to be going over This Week in Astrology all the way until next Sunday, October 11th, 2023. So welcome. If you're just joining me, go ahead and like the post. Make sure you comment below your astrological sign, where you're tuning in from, what area, city, state, whatever. You don't have to be specific if you don't want to, but it's fun to know everybody's location. And welcome. There is a lot to go over this week in astrology. And if you stay till the end, I'm going to be doing a special Halloween reading time where I'm going to be pulling cards for people. I can pull cards, and let you know. And I'm going to be using a special Halloween deck. It is made specifically for Halloween. It's called the Seasons of the Witch deck, and I am going to be using that tonight. It's a little bit of a darker deck because it's a witch deck, but I thought it'd be fun for Halloween because it is literally called the Samhain Oracle, which is Halloween. So it's made specifically for this event. So I'm going to send stars. So I'm going to be ringing the space clearing bell for you, Jackie Wilson. Thank you so much. 100 stars. Kate, hey, welcome. Scorpio, Chicago area. Robin, welcome. Gemini, I remember. Terry, Aquarius, New York, welcome. Stephanie, Taurus in Middlebury, welcome. Andrea, yay. Aries, Kelly, yay. New York, Leo, welcome. So if you guys are just joining me tonight, just know that I'm co-recording for YouTube and also for Facebook. Facebook is the live broadcast, which occurs every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then I also post the replay afterwards onto YouTube. So if you haven't liked my channel yet, please go ahead and like my channel. And if you already subscribed, you are awesome. So thank you so much. We have a lot to go over tonight, so I'm just going to jump in. It is Halloween Eve. Welcome, everybody. Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain to everybody who celebrates as well. We have tomorrow on Halloween Day, on October 31st, 2023, last day of October, we have Venus forming a trine, which is positive with Uranus, which is not sure. Venus is in Virgo, Uranus is in Taurus, and these two are forming a trine with each other in earth signs. So Virgo and Taurus are both earth signs. And this is going to be kind of something crazy, something kooky, something a little out there. Uranus actually can cause issues with technology too, almost like Mercury in a way. And I am definitely having technology issues tonight. So that's going to be coming to a peak tomorrow morning at 8:51 a.m. Eastern time. Earlier than that if you're on West Coast, but just know that we are going to be feeling that all the way, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And that is something unusual in the love department, okay? Venus trine Uranus is something unusual, something a little outside the box, something a little different. It can create sometimes an instability. So that can be a thing too sometimes. I mean, it's not great for like stable, solid, but if you're looking for a fling, a tryst, a friendship with benefits or something, that can be good for that. And we're going to be finding love that's a little different, a little unusual, a little outside the box. That's basically what we're supposed to do. Whenever we look at Uranus transits, we're always needing to be flexible with something. And in this case, it's our close personal relationships, not only a lover or a partner, but anybody that you work closely with, or a close friendship, or, something where that person's really, it's not like your UPS driver. It's unless if you're in a relationship with your UPS driver. Hey, Melinda, welcome. Capricorn from Vermont. Amy, yay. Pisces in Vermont also. Hello, Rita, Virgo in Colorado. Welcome everybody joining me tonight. So I'm going to be going over This Week in Astrology if you're just joining, and we just went over Tuesday, October 31st, and that is Halloween Day. Now, that is when the veil is very thin. I've made a little joke about that on my Facebook page, that the veil is a little thin right now. What does that mean? I mean, we're in Scorpio season, right? And so Scorpio is all about sort of the mystery of life and the afterworld and all of the different things, life after death. It's the ruler of 8th house. And in your astrological chart, in everybody's astrological chart, Scorpio is the landlord of the 8th house. Depends on who the tenant is renting that house, right? So it depends on where the 8th house, or what occupies the 8th house in your personal chart. But everybody has an 8th house. And so that's what Scorpio is in charge of. It's like death, rebirth, transformation, phoenix rising, the life cycle, if you will, reinvention, sort of all that sort of stuff, that transformational energy. And so when we're on the Halloween time frame, and even after that, going into All Souls Day and All Saints Day, we get into these topics of, the afterlife and sort of Day of the Dead, all that stuff is very Scorpionic, and that's kind of what we are in the middle of, going through that cycle. And it comes in the season of fall, it's the heart of fall, the fixed sign, Scorpio is a fixed sign, is always in the heart of the season, the middle of season. In Vermont here, in New England, and maybe where you live, we call that stick season. Like the trees have already, all the leaves fell, and it's very bare looking, and the snow hasn't quite yet started yet, or, depending on where you live. And it's just like a time of we're kind of nestling in, and that's what's happening in the northern hemisphere of the world. And so, this is the time. The veil is thin, meaning that it is said that the barrier that sort of is in between the two worlds, where we are in the 3D sort of reality and then the afterlife. And this is the time to honor our deceased loved ones, our ancestors, and all of that. So if you, depending on your beliefs, you could light candles, you could create a little altar to honor those that have passed already, or just mention them in your prayers, when you're saying your daily prayers, your affirmations or whatever, you can say a prayer and kind of honor our deceased loved ones. And that's what we're meant to do. And so, this week astrologically isn't crazy busy. We have a bunch of sort of transits and different things that are happening, that are going on during this time, but it's not like a crazy busy week. I think like one of the bigger things happening this week, there's 2 planets that are changing direction. First of all, we have on Thursday, November 2nd, we have Vesta changing direction. Vesta is going retrograde. Now, Vesta, if you remember in when I was talking about Vesta before, Vesta is our safety. She's home and hearth. It's home and family. She's really safety of our workplace, of our cars, of our houses. It's all about safety. And so Vesta is currently going through Cancer. Vesta has been in the sign of Cancer all the way since September 13th, 2023, and will continue through for a little while longer. But on Thursday, November 2nd, Vesta is starting her retrograde cycle. So for those of you that like to write these things down, Vesta will be retrograde between November 2nd all the way until February 8th of 2024. So it's a long retrograde cycle where we're going to be re-reviewing and re-reviewing and re-reviewing. And to make it even a little bit more dimensional and have a little bit more depth to it, Vesta will be going from Cancer into Gemini, and then from Gemini back into Cancer again throughout this whole cycle. So this whole cycle between the Gemini and the Cancer and the retrograde and the direct is going to all be going on in Gemini and in Cancer all the way until June 20th of 2024. So this is a long cycle. And so where is Cancer in your chart, and then where's Gemini in your chart? So she will be in Cancer, Vesta, and she's a goddess, so we call her she, from September 13th, 2023 until December 20th of 2023. She's in Cancer. Then she's going back into Gemini December 20th all the way until March 31st. She'll be in Gemini, and then she'll go back to Cancer again March 31st all the way until June 20th. So like I said, there's a lot of things going on. So she is going to be retrograde for this a few month period of time from November 2nd to February 8th. And this is where we're supposed to be reviewing and re-reviewing our area of home and family, and also how we feel safe. You know, we've had some safety issues lately. There's been a lot of stuff going on with shootings and different things like that. So I promised you guys that I would bring a map, and one of my viewers reminded me, it was so funny. You know who you are. But I brought a map just to kind of show you, not to fixate. I don't want to talk too long about this, but I'm going to talk about something that happened recently that was a bit dark, which is the shooter that was in Maine. And I wanted to show you what was going on at the time that this was happening. You know, and we're talking about the topic of safety with Vesta. Vesta's not involved with this. I don't have the asteroid. I don't have the capability of having the asteroids on my map, but I do have, there was a lot. So if you look at the pinpoint there, that was Lewiston, Maine, on the map. If you can see in New England, wow, we have a ton of energy. So this orange line, which by the way runs right through Vermont, at the time of that was the sun, and then we had Mercury, and then we had Mars, the god of war. See how close that is? That red line there is Mars, the god of war. And right next to Mars, see how they're together really closely? All of them are really together very closely. In the green line is Jupiter. And then if you swing all the way over here, we have Pluto and we have Uranus. Crisscross applesauce right through Prince Edward Island. But if you look at the big distant circle, these are included in that, though they're on the outskirts. But wow, look at all that energy. That's just a ton of astrological energy. Now, the sun and Mercury usually are not such a big deal. You know, in fact, it could be quite positive. And Mercury was running right through that. And there was a lot of communication stuff that was going on, and alerts, and, you know, shelter in place and lockdowns and things like that. And then we have Mars, the god of war, and then Jupiter. So, you know, it just shows you, and I was even talking before about the Middle East, you know, it just shows you how, with Israel and Pakistan and all that, how all these astrological energies are you know, all these big events kind of take place when there's like big clusters like this. And so I just wanted to show you that, because we've been, like, I guess we are sort of talking about, and when we talk about Vesta being in Cancer, that's really home and family. So Vesta's home and family, Cancer's home and family, and that's a double, you know, that's a double bubble. So we really be thinking about this, you know, homeland security and all kinds of things like that. We're kind of thinking about how to make our homes safer, schools safer, our community safer. You know, Gemini is a little bit more of the community based, okay, aspect of this Vesta, but Cancer is definitely home and family. So, you know, and we're worried about kids, and we're worried about people and all that kind of stuff. And those lines, you know, I mean, are just showing that there's just so much activity, and it only takes really one person to sort of create, you know, mayhem. And so that's kind of what happens when there's these big astrological energies. They're not bad. Excuse me. They're not bad for every single person, obviously. But they, you know, you get one person that it really pushes them. And then that's, you know, we had the lunar eclipse last week. We had all of the big stuff going down, you know, I mean, lunar eclipses are very intense, because that's a full moon on steroids, really, if you think about it. We did have Mars and Jupiter forming an opposition in the sky. So those two were very activated last week. I mean, so all of this going down was stressing people, and everybody responds to that stress differently. You and I might not have felt, you know, very much. I mean, it might have just been a little blip in our road there, or blip in our screen. But for other people, it really tests their mental health, or it tests their ability, you know, with addictions, or it tests their stress level. It's like a stress test. I always say these big astrological energies sometimes are just a really big stress test to us. And it's like some people that are already teetering out there, you know, it really stresses them out and pushes them over the edge. So that's basically why I like doing this broadcast, and why I even started doing this. You know, I started doing this broadcast and all the way back at the very beginning of the pandemic, because I felt like the information helped when we know kind of like there's a sort of cause and effect in a way. We know that there's some, I don't know, it kind of gives us some feeling or semblance of a control, maybe in a positive way, or that we have personal power in these situations. And I feel like that helps people. But that's why I always say that, oh, okay, you know, there's a little, be on the lookout because there's a little stress thing. That's why. And so we can see from the map there, and that was also, you know, the sun was involved with that lunar eclipse, you know, this line here, this orange line. So all of that was on the day of that I printed it out. And these have moved a little bit further out now, but they don't stay stationary, they always move. But yeah, it was a very tragic time, not only for the families, but even the person that was doing it, because obviously they were having a psychotic breakdown, and that's horrible too. So it was just, I say prayers to all those people. Now, so we have Vesta going retrograde. That's on Thursday, and we're talking about safety. That's why I went on my little tangent. Plus, I promised I'd bring a map, and I like to bring my maps and show them to you. Now, on the next day, on Friday, November 3rd, we have the sun forming another opposition with Jupiter. So we had Mars forming an opposition of Jupiter. We had, I believe, Mercury. Yes, Mercury formed an opposition with Jupiter. Now we have the sun opposing Jupiter, and this is going to be on Friday. Now, this particular opposition is not as serious as that other opposition we have with Jupiter and Mars, because Jupiter and Mars, you know, that's why I was saying, like, Mars is the god of war. Jupiter made that bigger. Now, the sun is much more benevolent and kind and friendly than Mars is. Okay, so this opposition and the peak or the height of it, depending on where you live, on the East Coast, it's going to be at 1:02 a.m. Eastern time. But if it's on the West Coast, you'll be feeling this the night before, on the evening of November 2nd. The sun opposing Jupiter is just about don't push your luck. You know, the sun is our ego. It's the totality of, it's our ability to feel sunny. Okay, it's our ability to feel overconfident. It's our ability to feel sunshiny, and it gives us solar power. The sun is definitely something that helps us, I feel. And then Jupiter makes it big. So if you think about the two biggest planetary bodies, the sun is a star, the absolute biggest, you know, object in our solar system, and then Jupiter is the largest planet. Those two are opposite of each other. Now, apparently you will be able to see this in the evening. We've been seeing Jupiter. I don't know, did you guys see Jupiter next to the full moon? I did. It was beautiful, very bright. If you saw a star, looked like a big bright star next to the full moon, that was actually Jupiter, and because they were both in Taurus. And so the sun is in Scorpio, Jupiter is in Taurus, and Jupiter's still retrograde, remember. So we don't want to push our luck. So leading up to Thursday, remember that's the peak of it, overnight, Wednesday, Thursday. But all week we have to contend with this in the fact of, we don't want to be too confident, overly confident, too bravado, talk a big talk and then not be able to fulfill our promises, or even just saying yes to too many things. I mean, this can definitely create a yes syndrome in us, like where it's like, I can do that, sure. Oh, yep, I can do that also. And it's like, shoot, I don't really actually have time for any of that, you know? So we have to remember to say no during this, and because it'll create a thing of like, we can think we can do everything, you know, and it's sort of, once this thing dies down, then we'll be like, oh God, I can't do all that. So it's something we have to keep in mind with the sun opposing Jupiter. And so that again is going to be active. Now, if you're a person that needs a little self-confidence, extra confidence, or if you're a person that needs to be able to accomplish more, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, this could also be helpful for you if you are needing that. Some people are already too confident and too bravado and too, you know, and then they need to reel it back, especially during this. So this could be helpful. It'll increase our confidence, but then we can get a little cocky or a little too confident, and then that's not a good thing. Now, on the same day, we have another opposition. Again, this is all Friday, November 3rd, 2023. And later in the day, on that same day, we have Venus in Virgo opposing Neptune. So just like we have tomorrow on Tuesday, Venus is going to form a trine with Uranus. Now Venus is going to oppose Neptune. So on Tuesday, we're attracted to that weird, quirky, unusual kind of love. And then this opposition, you got to be careful. If you're single and you're going out on Friday night and you meet a new person, buyer beware. Because this could be a person, so we got to watch of deception really with that transit, or that we don't understand. We're not seeing the situation clearly. We're not able to have a clarity because Neptune is retrograde also, and in Pisces, Venus is in Virgo, and so we might not be really seeing the person accurately, you know, and here it's like they're not what they're saying they're going to be. So this is careful with money, careful with contracts, careful with new romances, definitely careful with substances too. Sometimes that can create, you know, unfortunately, an overdose situation or just an allergic reaction or something. So just be careful on that around that time. Now, Venus opposing Neptune could just be really romantic, and really just we want to lean so badly into that fantasy. We want to indulge our sensuality. We want to indulge our, you know, romantic side, and that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, look, watch a Netflix, you know, thing that night, or read a spicy romance novel, or get your needs met in some way. Light some candles that night, have a romantic dinner. None of that's a bad thing. It's just that if you meet a new person during that transit, I wouldn't like that. That could be a little shady, and you'd have to really watch like what's going on with that new romance. But you know, it's okay to indulge in a little fantasy and a little tryst, and it could, at the work, you know, the other thing is, it could just make us tired and sleepy, and we might even want to have an early night, you know, or take a bubble bath or relax or something. So that's all coming this coming Friday. Now, this gets into our weekend, where it sets us up. We have this overconfidence and this bravado. See how that could, if you meet a new person, they could talk that good talk, and you know, oh, you know, I can do this and this, and then it's like a little shady on top of that. That wouldn't be good at a combination. So I'd hold off from making any big decisions. Even I said buyer beware with a romantic interest, but this could also be buyer beware literally with a purchase. You know, I mean, you just want to know what you're getting for real. Read all the fine print, all the details, because that can be a little cloudy and shady. Yeah, Andrea said better to have an early night. Yes, exactly. Just have an early night. The peak of it, again, is that day, but we'll be feeling it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So just keep in mind, it's a time frame, not just that one day. And it's also a time frame with the sun opposing Jupiter as well. We're in that right now. We're feeling it right now. We're feeling both of these, even on Monday. It's just going to get stronger as we head towards that peak day, which is the Friday. Yes, Jacoy said, bubble bath is sounding really great. Exactly. Kelly said, buyer beware, laugh out loud. Yeah, exactly. So then we get into Saturday. So remember I said we have two sort of planetary bodies. One is an asteroid. Vesta is changing direction. She went from direct to retrograde. Retrograde means that we have to review Vesta's, you know, life lessons. Now, I have some good news. Saturn's going direct. Okay, so Saturn is going direct this week. Finally, good news. Yay! And that's going to be on Saturday, November 4th. It's going to turn direct that evening at 3:03 a.m. Eastern time, so 12:03 a.m. on the west coast of Saturday, November 4th. So really, really overnight between Friday and Saturday. So see, again, on Friday, we have this dreamy illusions and we have this overconfidence, and then boom, we have Saturn changing direction. So that could set us up for things are going to change anyway. Things are going to shift and change anyway. So Saturn turning direct at 3:03 a.m. Eastern time on November 4th is good news. It's great. Now we had all of that life lesson, and we had a lot of reevaluation of goals for the last 4 or 5 months, where it's been reevaluating goals in Pisces. It went all the way back to 0 degrees Pisces. It's all the way at the beginning of Pisces. Now it's got to go all the way back through again. And it's in Pisces, going to be in Pisces for a total of 2.5 years. So we have a long way to go still with Saturn in Pisces. Speaking of which, I'm still hearing people talking about foot issues. Now, the good news is now that this is direct, we can get somewhere. We've been reviewing and reevaluating and re with all the Saturn stuff. And remember what I was saying, what Saturn's really good for, like the Saturn retrograde is really good for, is to reevaluate our time. What is a time waster? What's wasting our time, effort, energy, and resources? Is about trimming the fat and getting rid of wasting time in our schedules, or our efforts, or our resources, and whatever resource that we have that we're giving to something. Saturn retrograde is very good for getting rid of all that. So think about in the last 4 or 5 months what you've been getting rid of, as far as have you been trimming down the fat? Because that's what we were supposed to be doing. That was our homework. And now we're going to be going forward with our new, look at this clean slate schedule. I trimmed away some stuff, and now I can go forward with that. Andrea, yay. Oh, thank you so much. Another space clearing bell. Andrea sent me 100 stars. I love this bell. Thank you so much. I love ringing my space clearing bell. It helps us to clear the energy, and it helps us to feel good. So yes, Kelly said in her our love lives. Yeah, exactly. We can get rid of whatever time waster we had, whether it be a person, whether it be a productivity thing, whether it be, something that we're wasting our effort, energy, or resources on. And that was, what Saturn retrograde was good for. We always have to do retrogrades, other than with the sun and the moon. We always do retrogrades with these planets. So it's good to reevaluate, those things. Now, we have Saturn going direct, and it's going to be direct till next year. So this is game on. Remember, with these big planets, it takes a half a minute for them to get rolling again. I mean, it's going to take a minute, for them to really get functioning and all that. I don't even look at the shadow and the pre-shadow of Saturn, because it's so long. I mean, God, you'd be half the, really more than half the year, 3/4 of the year, 80% of the year would be in a shadow or pre-shadow or something, because these big planets are like that. But at least we'll get forward movement, and we'll be just kind of moving on. Oh, yes, Andrea, you got rid of some work obligations. Yeah, see, exactly. That's something that, you took an analysis of what was feeding you and contributing back to you, and what was not. And so we always have to do that. I think it's always really a good thing to take that approach. So Saturn's direct, yay. Now, also on Saturday, later on that day, we have Mercury forming a opposition with Uranus. Remember what I said last week, and if you didn't see that broadcast, it's up on YouTube or on my Facebook channel. Everything's opposing Jupiter and Uranus right now, because so many planets are clustered in Scorpio. They're all opposing either either Jupiter or Uranus. And so this is something that now we have Mercury opposing Uranus. So they're all like sort of opposing these two. Remember, Uranus is something unexpected, shocking, out of nowhere, or inspiring. Remember, I like Uranus. A lot of astrologers don't, but I actually like Uranus sometimes for throwing in a change, helping us to feel good, helping us to get inspired, helping us to have a new idea. That's very Uranus. And so now we have Mercury opposing Uranus. So that is going to feel like a Mercury retrograde for sure. And that's going to be coming on Saturday. The peak of it is 12:07 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, November 4th. But remember, leading up to Saturday, on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be starting to feel that. So really at the end of the week, we have kind of a quiet week until the end of the week. And then it's like, there's a lot going on at the end of the week. So this is back up your cell phones, back up your, computer. If you have to use technology for, let's say, a work event on Saturday or Friday, you might want to make sure you rehearse that and make sure that you practice that or whatever it is, because technology could be really weird and wonky. This could also affect our nervous system. When we have Mercury in Scorpio, Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. This is all about, could be anxiety, could be our nervous system. And remember, these two are very notorious for heart palpitations, for seizures, for tremors or shaking. Anytime that we have an increase of our nervous system overload. So it's a very good time to, make sure that you have this backing up of the backing up of the backing up, and really sip on some chamomile tea. That's not the day to wake up and have the triple espresso, okay? I mean, that's not the day to do that. Or to eat a bunch of sugar or have some other type of stimulant. Remember, we have that Neptune thing going on too the night before. We want to stay away from some stimulants, and really just lean into maybe actually doing the reverse, like maybe having some chamomile tea, or maybe experimenting with vanilla or lavender essential oils, or something that's very soothing and relaxing to the body. Breath work, meditation, all that kind of stuff, that would be very good around this time, because our stress, our anxiety, our responses could be way too quick. Because it's Mercury's communication. So this kind of speeds up everything. And especially when we're traveling, we want to make sure that we're going at it sort of a little bit more low key, and not really stressing and pushing. Now, the next day, Uranus is active again. So see, we have a lot of Uranus energy right now. Ceres is now getting involved. Ceres, the great mother, she is actually considered to be a planetoid. I talk about Ceres, Ceres. Ceres is in Scorpio. And now Ceres the next day on Sunday is going to be opposing Uranus again overnight, 12:52 a.m. Eastern time. So Ceres is the great mother. So now we got a little bit of stress, anxiety about our moms, either being a mom, being a grandma, having a mom, having a grandma, like all the mothers in our lives. Okay. So we want to be able to watch that. Again, that's coming over the weekend. And Ceres is, how do we nurture? How do we caretake? How do we do too much? Do we receive enough, or do we give and give and give and give and give? I mean, so what's the deal with your caretaking stuff? We have had a lot of Ceres activity lately too. And that's caretaking. So we want to make sure the person actually wants it. Go figure. Our caretaking. And sometimes we have no choice. I mean, sometimes the person just needs to be taken care of, and they have no choice. We have to take care of them. But there's all kinds of questions around that with Ceres opposing Uranus. Now, again, this is all helping us to reevaluate things. Uranus and Taurus is all about remembering that it's our finances, it's how are we fiscally responsible, do we have enough to feed ourselves, it's all those material goods in Taurus, and then being opposed by all the Scorpio energy. Ooh, those two are a little bit spicy, when we have the opposition. Taurus wants to see it, feel it, hear it, smell it. And Scorpio is a little bit more esoteric sometimes, a little bit more the mystery. Now, I do know a ton of Scorpios that are very much into the material like world, but they do it in a different way than Tauruses. I really do feel that. And this is other people's money versus your own money and vice versa. So there could be some money stuff going on behind the scenes as well during all of this. So if you are a Scorpio, you are a Taurus, you are feeling this, you're ground zero, or even on the outside, Leo and Aquarius could be feeling all that too. Speaking of Leos, anybody on the broadcast of Leo? I know that Kelly is. Ashley, you had a dream last night. Your phone was overloaded and stopped working. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that could be going on for sure. Yeah, so speaking of Leos, on Sunday also, and we have Kelly with Leo rising. Yeah. Oh, Andrea, yes, your cat is named Leo. So appropriate. We have the second chance full moon. That is coming up on Sunday at, when's the height of it? 3:37 a.m. Now, guess what? That is also daylight savings time. So daylight savings time happens at 2 a.m. So at 3:37 a.m. overnight between Saturday and Sunday, we are going to have the halfway marker. Now, good news is the peak of this, the halfway point from the full moon is always more intense than the second chance new moon. So this is the second chance full moon. So the good news is we'll probably be sleeping at that time when the height of it or the peak of it is happening, but it doesn't mean we can't get spicy beforehand, on Saturday. Again, this is additional energy, Saturday and Sunday. 12 degrees Leo. So where's Leo in your astrological chart? This is where the sun in Scorpio is now going to be squaring the moon in Leo, okay? Leo and Scorpio are a little spicy together. I mean, those two. Because Leo likes to be in charge. Scorpio has their own control that they like to do. And so, nobody likes to be told what to do. They're both fixed signs. So again, all the fixed signs are very activated right now. We have Scorpio, Taurus, now we have Leo. Aquarius, you're kind of the outlier, but you're still activated because you're a fixed sign. So we have some Aquariuses I know on the broadcast. So this is just about keeping in mind, this is kind of control and sort of Leos really like to have things be their idea, even though Leo is not a cardinal sign. I always think of Leo as almost like a cardinal sign. Cardinal is the boss, cardinal, like Leos like to be in charge. And then Scorpio doesn't really like, they will go, I've seen Scorpios make great employees but you kind of have to let them decide what they're going to do. I one time used to work at a job, I was a manager, and I hired all Scorpios, and it was a joke, is how like your employer, I don't know if they still do this, but you take a copy of a person's driver's license. It would always be like, drum roll, please, like, what sign are they? And then I'd be like, Scorpio, and they'd be like, oh my God, how are we going to have a whole staff full of Scorpios? I felt like Scorpios were the absolute best, loyal and good employees, very hardworking. But that you just have to let them decide. They have to you have to create a good positive condition where they can like think of it on their own. That's very Scorpionic. So these two, there could be a little, second chance full moon is about reevaluating, from the last full moon, we're going to let things go and we're releasing things and we're purging and we're getting rid of. So that this could be a good weekend also to clear out your closet, clear out your car, let go of clutter, all those types of things. So it is something that this is happening over the weekend, like I said, and that's a halfway point between the last full moon. Now we have a new moon coming. It's back to Monday nights. I don't like it when it comes on Mondays because then it's like I'm almost coming on after the fact, but it is on Monday. It's going to be November 13th, and that's going to be in Scorpio, speaking of Scorpio. So next Monday night, not next week, but the week after, the 13th is going to be 20 degrees Scorpio new moon. And that's going to be a big, thing. And it's also going to be kind of a little strange on that new moon because the sun which is in Scorpio, the moon's in Scorpio, they're both going to be opposing Uranus, both of those on that day. So that's going to be a big thing with, you know, again, sudden inspiration, unexpected events, all that kind of stuff. That's going to be a little bit of a an erratic new moon. It could be good or bad. I mean, like, Uranus is the wild card. So, and the wild card is activated right now because a lot of planets are opposing Uranus. So it's triggering that Uranus stuff as the planets swing by. It's like trigger, 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 trigger. So like, we've been feeling a lot of this Uranus energy. Uranus is always, I think the best use of Uranus is to be open, flexible. If there's change, going with the flow. Uranus is always about change. I call Uranus's nickname and Aquarius nickname. I nickname both of them the change makers. So this is about having some kind of change in our life. It depends on where Taurus is in your chart in order to know where the change is taking place. But we have a lot of change happening right now. Now I want to get into our Halloween night. This is our special night. I was going to advertise it, but gee whiz, I didn't have time. I ran out today. I ran out of time today. Today it felt like it flew by. I don't know if anybody else had that, but I was very busy all day, and then it kind of just, I was like, oh my gosh, how is it time already? It's just crazy. So Jacoy said that your daughter is a Scorpio. Yay, that's awesome. So I can pull one card for whoever wants to. So if you guys want to have a card, let's see, how will we do this? Go ahead and comment below your astrological sign, and I will pull one card for you. So whoever wants, I'm going to do the special Halloween, pre-Halloween night. I wore my red, I wore my, my garnet and all that. So I thought it'd be really fun. All right. So we got a couple people here. So Ashley, Sagittarius, Ashley Ann, first one. Ashley Ann, I'm going to pull what Halloween card for you. Oh, there you go. Seduction. Now, again, this one is a little bit of a darker. I guess I should cover there. This is the ladies dancing. This is about seduction. This is hear the roaring flames of the masterful trance that calls upon a heaving chest. Give into its alluring grip if you please. But heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. So just think about what is seducing you right now, Ashley, what is drawing you in, what's making you feel passionate and alive. Just remember, you don't want to play with fire too much because it can have some claws, but that is your card, Ashley Ann. Okay, let me go back here. Naomi, oh, another Sagittarius. We got some Sages on the broadcast for Naomi. Halloween card, what does she need to know? Oh, poison and spells. Okay. I told you this is a witch's deck. Poison and spells. Naomi, a pinch of this and a dash of that. Be sure you're sure before you call. So poison and spells means that you have to create intentions. She's working with her altar here. Before you manifest things, before you're putting in energy or time or effort into things, just make sure that it's a good endeavor, okay? Because there's poison in there too. So you always want to make sure that you're manifesting with good, pure intent, good, pure heart, because, we don't want any bad intentions to come back. And sometimes that can even be, I catch myself doing this a lot driving. When I drive my car, like, oh, yeah, jerk, you cut me off. I'm originally from New Jersey, so I have a little bit of that in me. And I'm like, oh, I just sent them bad energy. So I'm like, cancel, clear, cancel, clear, cancel, clear. So just make sure your intentions are pure, Naomi. All right, Kelly. Leo. Let me pull. Oh, this is appropriate for you, Kelly. I know, Kelly. Graveyard, you're putting something to rest, my friend. That's it. You have the death and the rebirth process here. I happen to know this is true. There is a song that bellows in the peace of knowing no end, in acknowledging the crossroads of eternity. So yeah, so life still goes on. We still go forward. Somebody was calling. We still have, there's still life in us because nothing really ever ends. But temporarily for now. Something is definitely ending, but you are going to keep going on and on and on. Your soul is eternal, Kelly. So I hope that helps. Another Kelly, Gemini. Okay, let's see here. Getting spicy. Kelly, Gemini. This card's for you. Halloween card. Ooh, haunted. There you go. You got some haunting going on there. The breaking of the floor beneath your naked feet, the creaking of the walls as the cold kisses flesh. You're never really alone when the company of hauntings within the bone. Okay, so I know that sounds creepy, and because it is, it's Halloween. But really, it means that we're never really fully alone. We always have spirit around us. We always have connection to our spirit guides, our guardian angels. We're never really fully alone, our deceased ancestors. And make sure also that you're not holding on to things from the past, like we can be haunted by past thoughts, past memories, past sort of situations. And so we want to make sure that you have a clean and clear, sort of way of dealing with things, Kelly, Gemini. All right, Sarah, I know you asked me a beautiful question there. I'm doing my Halloween pull. I don't want to pull this card for your friend, but I'll come back. Wendy, Scorpio. You're in the heart of this, Wendy, this energy. Wendy, Scorpio. What does Wendy, Scorpio need to know for Halloween night? Ritual. Okay, so this is about, and we haven't had any doubles yet. This is good. Can you feel them? Wild creatures linked by the very blood that will spill into your craft, a ritual of dedication to the self and to those whose gazes hold fire, but whose whispers carry you softly through the unknown. So this means, Wendy, Scorpio, this means that you need to have some sort of ritual, some sort of thing. It could be not only a ritual like how this witch is depicted, but also a habit, a healthy habit, something that you need to do with regularity, and also to honor. You know, our rituals are something we do to honor things like Halloween, for example, or Thanksgiving, for example, or Hanukkah or Christmas. These are all rituals that we have for ourselves, and they mean something. So sometimes I've heard people say, I'm going to skip my prom, or I'm going to skip having a big wedding and just elope, or I'm going to skip having, whatever that thing is that celebrates you. We don't want to skip those things. We want to have those things in our life. All right, Terry John, Aquarius, what do you need to know for Halloween? What card? It's funny, I felt cards jumping out there. Okay, Ancestors, there you go. That's an interesting one. Terry John, Ancestors. They hiss a quivering so deep, only roots of your soul can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence, an ancient chill walking upon the spine. Okay, so our ancestors were, I was talking about this earlier, and there's a pretty card, actually, I think it's pretty. When we're talking about this, this time of year, we're honoring those who came before us. We're thinking about our lineage, we're thinking about our heritage, we're thinking about our physical ancestors, but also our deceased loved ones, our ancestral sort of roots and ties and all that. And I think that this is really good to remember that we're not alone. Okay. And again, that we do have a tie to the afterlife and the afterworld, and that those ancestors love us still. You might be getting signs also that an ancestor, a person that is a deceased loved one, in spirit might be around you. And so that is something. I know that there's so many people commenting. I really appreciate you guys. Okay. So Colleen, Taurus, quickly, what do you need to know for Halloween? Ooh, frog. You got the card frog. Okay. These are all witch cards. Remember, these are Halloween cards. May the lily beneath your breasts allow you to drink from its healing waters. Be still, for there is serenity behind the drowning croaks. I love these cards. They're so fun. I have a very, very, very special friend in my life that bought me these cards and gave them to me as a gift because I was enamored with the cards themselves. And so this often means you have to speak up for yourself, actually. So it's something that you need to kind of, Colleen Taurus, you need to speak up for yourself, okay? You need to advocate for yourself. You need to croak, like a frog. And so make sure that you are paying attention also to the whisperings that you're getting. Like if you have any degree of clairaudience where you're hearing either with your literal physical ear or in your mind's ear, okay, like your the little thoughts that run through. Okay, make sure you listen to your inner guidance and inner spirits. Robin, Gemini, what do you need to know? This is our special Halloween. Ooh, you got the witch card. That is the card, right? Number 43, I should have said the numbers, I apologize. Grab hold, allowing the dwelling fire within belly awaken all that is, a mere glimpse, a delicate pull at the very roots, living in the alchemy of the self. Ooh, that's a very positive one. I feel like witches are so, through the years, obviously witches have been persecuted and, horrible things happen to witches. But really, a witch is somebody who's much more a modern day witch, I'll say, is a much more empowered person, and that you have a lot of alchemy around you, that you have a lot of gifts and blessings, potentially, your own intuition that you need to tap into more, because you are a modern day witch is what the cards are saying. Amy Pisces. Amy Pisces. Okay, hopefully you're still on. Amy, whoa, we got a fly out. First fly out of the night. Amy Pisces. Oh, you got the card Ritual too. That, by the way, it's number 33. That's a very, very potent number. 33 is a master number. So there was somebody else on the broadcast that got the Ritual card also. Again, this is about setting up good, healthy habits, or even having like your new moon ritual, that you need to have some kind of new habit or a schedule or a plan or some kind of thing. That's what this Ritual card is about. So I hope that helps. Amy, that was a strong one for you because it really flew out. Literally just flew out. All right, Gretchen Marie in Capricorn. Okay, Gretchen Marie Capricorn. Gretchen Marie Capricorn. Ooh, this is a good one. Voices. Okay, and this one is number 42. With a tug at the gut, feel them romance your very breath. Listen to the gentle flickering within your eyes. To this is where they guide. Okay, the Voices card is all about, again, listening to your inner voice, your outer voice, or to even what people are telling you. It's not about voices as in being, having schizophrenia, okay, obviously, but this is about hearing our inner voice, listening to our inner child and what people are telling us. This could also be an external voice. Somebody speaking to you, about you, through you, all that. Number 42. That goes back to 4 + 2 is 6. That goes back to Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. So it is saying to remember that love is real. Okay. All right. Kate, you'd love a card. I know, Kate, you are Scorpio. All right, so Kate, here we go. Silence. Ooh. That was for Kate C, a Scorpio. Okay, silence. 36. Okay, that's number 9. Goes back to number 9. 36. There is a sweet embrace in the nothingness. Stillness brings a presence of self fully embodied. So it's saying to take a moment. You might need a little rest. You might need a little reprieve. You might need a little R&R. And it's just saying spend some time with yourself. It's almost like the Hermit card, okay? Like spend some time with yourself in silence, in prayer, in meditation, because maybe the world outside right now is too busy for you, Kate, and you need a little just come in. And it also means sometimes we're so busy that, again, we're not listening to ourselves. So that is something that we really need to do. let's see, Kelly Z Gemini. Kelly Z Gemini. Okay, you're next. Kelly Z Gemini. What does she need to know? Oh, candle magic. That's a good one. I like all these. I should work with this deck more. Candle magic, number 9, actually. So number 9, and I just said for the last person, Kate, that yours was number 9 too. Goes back to number 9. 9 is about finishing something, ending something, wrapping something up. But candle magic, okay, Kelly Z, speak your breath into its veiled, recite along, I'm sorry, I'm going to start again. Speak your breath into its velvet, recite along its spine all that you desire, all that which will unravel. Woo! Candle magic. So I don't know if you've ever done candle magic, but candle magic is kind of like, you know how like in a Catholic church, you go in, you light a candle for somebody and you say a prayer? That's candle magic. I mean, really. So you can light a candle, say a prayer, set your intention. The only thing is, if you're doing candle work, and I know this is a very quick, like super abbreviated explanation, never blow out that candle with your breath. Make sure that you snuff it out or in some way, you know, make the flame go out. You never want to burn it out. So you can even light a tea light candle. You don't have to do one of those 6 days candle things. But it's a way of manifesting, you know, when you do candle magic, it gives your manifestations a little extra oomph to it. So I hope that helps. Melinda, Capricorn. All right, let's see. Let's see what Melinda Capricorn is going to get on this Halloween night. We're going to get a Halloween night. Ooh, third harvest. Third harvest. Number 38. That's actually goes to a number 11. So 11 is a master number. God, you guys are getting all the master numbers. Daughter of the woods, feel thy sacred swell with suppleness. Taste the gathering of honey's milk, filling your emptiness. Okay, so if you have been, third harvest means that we're feeling, you might be feeling, Melinda, like, I don't know, this like sense of time is running out in a way, like with whatever you're thinking about, your project or your, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. Third harvest means that we've harvested and we've reharvested and we've harvested again. So now we're kind of at the end of a cycle. So you're kind of at the end of a life cycle as far as not your life, okay, but as far as we're ending something, we're about to start something new. So I feel like you're kind of getting everything you can out of this situation before you can move into this new realm. And I would definitely say after the next new moon, Melinda, there could be a big change for you. Now the number 11 is a master number. So that means really lean into your spirit, your prayer, your meditation, your spirit guides, all those things, because that is a very spiritual number. Kathy Sagittarius, Kathy T Sagittarius, you are next. What does Kathy T need to know? Ooh, elders. You got elders card there, Kathy T. Number 15, 1 plus 5 is 6. So 6 goes back to Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. I'll read you the card. Birthed from the seed within the belly of the moon, they are wise, felt touches over our hearts and felt deep within the marrow of your spirit. Okay, so elders card means to honor literally your elders. This is a little bit similar to that ancestors card. Getting counsel from somebody older, wiser, or being that person who's older and wiser for somebody else. The elders in our lives are very important. You know, our culture wants to throw away older people. Yay. And I mean that sarcastically. But other cultures embrace people as the elders are like the highest in the tribe or the highest, you know, form. So it means to remember our elders are people who also are passed away, our spirit or loved one. And that is your card, Kathy T. Kelly, thank you so much. 50 stars. Thank you, Kelly. Amy, I think, Amy Y, I think I already did your card. Let me see. Jacoy Libra. Amy, I'm sorry if oh, okay, you did. Yeah, okay. I got it. I'm going down the line trying to keep it in order. Okay, let's see. Jacoi, Libra. Okay, very quickly. What does she need to know? Oh, this is a good one. Intuition. Intuition. Very good. 23, the card of 23, 2 plus 3 is 5. Okay. Hold the answers, you know the truths, ancient ones await behind the doors of the mind. Okay. So it means that you need to listen to, our third eye is our intuition. That's the third eye chakra. Okay. Jacoi, and this is about being intuitive. The number 5, though, is interesting because 5 tends to take us somewhat out of our intuition. 5 is the mind. So it could mean that you get very like with your thoughts, and then you talk yourself out of your intuition. Like intuition's felt like down here in the belly, it's in the heart, it's in the belly. That's the intuition. So I hope that helps. So yes, you need to listen to your thoughts, but not always, not all the time. Okay, Holly, Libra, yay, you joined the broadcast. You are welcome. So many people are thanking me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so Holly, Libra, what does she need to know? Oh, that's beautiful. Apples. You got the card apples. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. I'm doing, I think you're just joining the broadcast. I'm not sure, Holly, but this one is about knowing when things are ripe and ready and when things are not. Okay, I know that sounded spooky, but that's really a fancy Halloween sort of Samhain kind of card. And so basically it's about knowing that when things are ripe and when things are not ready quite yet. And I always feel like when we plant seeds and we're having our intuition and we're setting our new moon manifestation, we're planting seeds for tomorrow. And sometimes you bite off more than you can chew with your apple. Okay. So this is saying to take a little bit smaller bites. Okay. But also to make sure that you're not, I just kind of keep getting this feeling like you're trying to get something before it's ready. Like sometimes we do that with love, or sometimes we do that with money, or sometimes we do that with whatever in our life, where we're trying to do something before we're quite ready for it. Yay. So I hope that helps. I'm going to give you a Holly also gave me some stars, so I want to make sure that I did my and I think I got to everybody in the broadcast. Oh, yes, you're welcome. Jacoi, I'll link the deck in the show notes. And that way, if you guys have an interest, it's a beautiful deck. I love this deck. Comes with a beautiful moon on the inside of the cover. And this is Seasons of the Witch Oracle cards. Now, Sarah had asked about her friend, if we could have one card for her friend. And I didn't want to use a Halloween card for the friend because she wasn't on the broadcast and she might not understand, because they look a little darker, but they're not actually dark. They're beautiful cards. This is the time to look beneath the veil and the surface and, all that stuff. To play. All right. So Sarah, if you're still on the broadcast, comment if you are, but I'm going to pull a card quickly for your friend who's having a hard time. What does your friend need to know, Sarah? Okay, St. Anthony, you found it. I get this feeling from this friend that she's also getting practice makes perfect. Sarah, I'm getting this feeling from your friend that this person is struggling, but it's like try again and she will succeed. I kind of get that feeling that your friend is struggling, but also I kind of feel like she's right where she's supposed to be right now. Like sometimes we're supposed to, it's like, get out, don't be there. Why are you there? But I kind of feel like your friend who's struggling is supposed to kind of sink in to the life lesson and sort of be in it, be squarely in it, and then like figure out, because it feels like there's some big learning going on with this. And that also that if the more she tries at this situation within herself, not with another person, but within herself, that she will master it as long as she practices it. Yes, that's Sarah's friend, Andrea. Yes, exactly. I don't think Sarah is still on the broadcast. Okay. All right. I think I got to everybody. I apologize if I missed anybody. I think I did get to everybody, but I just wanted to say happy Halloween. I hope that those cards helped you. I hope those cards resonated with you. I hope those Halloween cards were fun, and it was a fun Halloween night to do. I don't always have the time to go through and answer, pull a card for everybody. But I thought that was my gift to you guys, for having a wonderful Halloween and for being, playing in the spirit realm and having a little bit of extra guidance and what our ancestors and our spirit guides, what they sort of mean to us. So yeah, you're welcome, Kelly. So I'm going to pull a card for the week. What do we need to know? And I am going to use the Halloween deck for what do we need to know for the week coming up, because it is Day of the Dead, Halloween, All Souls Day, All Saints Day, all in one. Okay, so we got a lot going on in the next few days. So what do we need to know that is very poignant for us on the spirit? Oh, elements. Okay, this is the card of elements. Okay, so it's number 16. 1 + 6 is 7, and we're still in a 7 year. We have to remember that, which is Pisces, Neptune. It's all very 7. So elements, remember to feel the warmth pulsing through her womb. You are a child of mother. True harmony awaits you. Okay, and so elements are earth, wind, fire, water, and then in Chinese astrology, wood and metal are also the elements in Chinese astrology. And so we have to remember to honor the seasons, honor the elements. We are very much in Scorpio season, which is water. Water is about feeling, though Scorpio is a little more guarded than the other water signs, but it is about remembering to listen to our feelings, because a lot of feelings are going to be coming up for us around this time. And this is important to remember that we're in that Scorpio season. But we also have a lot of Taurus energy challenging that water, and Taurus is earthy. Now, earth and water do create mud. That is true, but it also grounds us. So earth and elements in Taurus ground us. It's earthy, it's practical. And then we have the water element, which is a lot of feeling and emotion. So if you have feelings and emotions that come up for you around this time, it's something that we have to honor, and we have to lean into the feelings. Sarah said that resonated. Her friend was right where she needed to be. That's great. I'm glad. Yeah, she just, it doesn't mean that she's not feeling the feelings. We're all feeling the feelings right now. And we got a lot of feelings. All this stuff with Israel, Pakistan, the stuff with Ukraine, the stuff with Russia, the stuff with these mass shootings going on. I mean, there's a lot of intense feelings happening right now. So it's about working with those elements and grounding ourselves, and maybe even getting outside, maybe even getting in touch with, the woods, the land, all that kind of stuff can help us to ground us, okay? And to remember to honor our feelings. I got the card silence. I just pulled another card, which is, again, I think one of the people on the broadcast got silence about sort of, if it's too much, it's okay to take a break, a social media break, turn off that CNN or whatever you're watching, Fox News, whatever floats your boat. But turn off, some of that stuff, turn off the apps and all that stuff, because sometimes it's just too much. And I'm not saying that we should be ignorant, but I'm saying that sometimes it bleeds in, and then it's just and if you're an empath or if you're sensitive, because there are a lot of people that watch that are, it's too much. It's too much energy. And remember to not hold the energy. We just had the passing of Matthew Perry. I mean, oh my God, there's been so much stuff going on that we don't want to hold it. If we hold the energy and you don't allow it to just wash through you and then go down the feet, into the ground, into the floor, into the earth, if you're holding on to the energy, which empaths do a lot because they're trying to sort of process and transmute the energy, but that's not how it works. We got to let it go through the body and out the feet and out the bottom of the floor. So I hope that helps, because holding it actually gets stored in the physical body, and we don't want that energy on a cellular level. No way. No way. So it's good to remember to release and ground ourselves. Okay. I hope that helps everybody. If you want a personalized astrological session with me, feel free to send me a DM. I love being generous with you guys. You guys are so generous to me. I'm generous to you. And I just love pulling cards and just having fun like this. I thought it would be really cool. I have that special deck and I thought it would be really fun to bring that out and share with you guys. So please make sure to ground your energy. And if you want a personalized astrological session with me, go ahead and send me a DM or a text message. And make sure that you like both my Facebook page and my Instagram. And I'm also on YouTube and TikTok. So I have a bunch of different pages. I've been trying to post more lately so that I can get the good word out. So yay. All right, everybody. Happy Samhain, Halloween, All Souls Day, All Saints Day, and the Day of the Dead. All right. Good night, everybody. Blessings to you.